Welcome to Midnights with the Lizard Wizard, a podcast where Yael Midnight and I, Noel Midnight, listen through the entire King Gizzard discography from start to finish. This week, we're listening to the band's third LP, Float Along, Fill Your Lungs. There's a brief mention of suicide in today's episode. Theme music recorded by Beautiful Trainwreck. And we're back. Yael, how are you doing?
Well, I've got 16 hours, 5 minutes, and 4 seconds on my mind.
What?
I've got 16 hours, 5 minutes, and 4 seconds on my mind.
16 hours, 5 minutes. Is that how much we've listened to so far?
It is not.
That's not it. Is that a reference to some musical that you were in high school?
It's not, but I like the way you're thinking. No, 16 hours, 5 minutes, and 4 seconds is the additional length added to our spreadsheet since our last recording.
Gotcha. Yes. The Giz has put out more official bootlegs.
Yeah, we have rave sets now from Melbourne, Tilburg, Manchester, London, Berlin, and Prague. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new albums listed on our spreadsheet. Oh, we are going to be doing this forever.
And I'm pretty sure they're all rave sets, so I'm super fucking stoked for this.
Oh, yeah, that's super exciting. I'm so much looking forward to it. We will get there in 2030. Right now, we are slated to go through at least the end of July 2030.
And if you're listening to this in 2030, I want you to know that right now it is 2025.
Yeah, we are in November 2025. We have listened to 1.19% of all of the official music released by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. We have so long to go.
So my question for you is, thumbs up or thumbs down?
I mean, I want to keep doing this.
We listened to Float Along, Fill Your Lungs this week. Are you digging it? Are you not digging it?
I'm digging it. And I'll tell you what, Float Along, Fill Your Lungs is my favorite so far.
Okay.
You seem surprised.
Not necessarily surprised.
I know you disagree. You're an Eyes Like the Sky kind of girl.
I am an Eyes Like the Sky defender.
I'm not saying that it doesn't need to be defended. I'm not saying that there's nothing to defend. I'm saying that I liked this one better. That I have been finding myself, even when I'm
not surprised that you like this one better. I kind of pegged this as a Yael record from the first note that the fucking sitar played.
Well, yeah, it's a psychedelic record with sitar on it. And you know what? I'm a sucker for George Harrison.
I don't know if I have ever intentionally listened to George Harrison, but I have seen the Scorsese doc about him.
I have not. Maybe I should.
It's really, really fucking good. I mean, yeah, Scorsese knows how to make a music doc.
Right. I mean, he also filmed The Last Waltz, which I should probably watch. Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the band. I know nothing about the band, but I don't know anything about George either. So
yeah. So we should sit down and watch The Last Waltz. It and the David Byrne, the Talking Heads concert video.
Stop Making Sense.
Stop Making Sense. Thank you.
There's our Patreon content.
Doing Stop Making Sense and The Last Waltz.
Doing music documentaries and concert films.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
They don't have to be King Giz related.
Because we're totally going to have time to do extra Patreon content given the schedule of getting this podcast out.
Come summer, after I get surgery and I got nothing to do for 3 months, we can bank a lot of Patreon content.
That's true. Once it's no longer the school year. So
head on.
Head on pill. Yeah, let's get right into it.
No. Head on.
Oh. Apply directly to forehead.
Let's talk about Head On specifically first.
No. The two songs belong together. They're one song.
They're two movements of one song, sure.
Yeah. Well, Head On, you should apply it directly to your forehead.
Do they even make that anymore?
I can't imagine they do. I haven't thought about Head On, the product, in years. And it entered my brain for the first time in years listening to Head On Pill the first time a couple weeks ago. However, I will say it no longer enters my mind when I hear this song.
That's probably for the best.
It is definitely for the best. I was really worried that
Yeah.
every time I listened to this album, I was going to hear Head On, apply directly to forehead, running through my brain over and over and over again. But instead, I just find myself just having... Just yesterday, I sat across from my legs, just entering my head at all times, every day.
See, for
and
me,
I know for you, it's pill, 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 pill.
Well, for me, it's not even necessarily that words get stuck in my head as it is melodies and riffs and lines get stuck in my head. And so that opening line, that opening guitar line from Head On Pill.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, like that's been in my head
It fucks.
nonstop for 2 weeks. Even before I liked this record, that was stuck in my head.
No, it fucks. And I love the sitar at the start and the slow build. We don't get lyrics for a minute 20.
So I want to actually, I want to talk about real quick the notes that I took during Head On specifically.
Okay.
I suspect I won't love this just based on how psychedelic it is.
So you just don't like psychedelic music.
I don't think that psychedelic music is something that I by default like. I think it's something I have to work to like.
Okay, so what is the disconnect? Because I love psychedelic music, and I've loved psychedelic music for most of my life. So probably for me, psychedelic music is something like what for you metal is.
Psychedelic music is boomer shit.
Yeah, agreed. I won't deny that. And I grew up listening to boomer music.
And I'm obsessed with currency.
You are, yeah. You really need those dollars. I love you, babe.
I think my favorite part of making the show is leaving the long silences that I have to cut out.
The pregnant pauses really don't make for great radio.
No. We need to abort those immediately. Oh, who's getting canceled this time?
Oh, it's going to be us.
God, I wish I had a uterus so I could just yeet that thing out. To steal a joke from BoJack.
The first trans girl to ever get an abortion.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
I really like Head On. I think that Head On builds really well. I think the lyrics don't matter at all. I've never once paid attention to the lyrics while listening to it.
I mean, the lyrics are just psychedelic. It's just
the lyrics are about tripping.
Just describing tripping. Yeah.
And see, I have never tripped.
Well, that's a shame.
And I never will be able to trip.
That's a bigger shame.
So I think that might be part of where the disconnect comes from.
Sure, but don't tell me that when you're getting stoned at night, and I know you get stoned, you might not trip, but you do get stoned.
Oh, I get stoned.
You can't tell me that this doesn't fuck when you're high as a kite.
No, it's good. Like my preferred way of listening to this record is while I'm stoned.
Yeah.
Most of the times that I listened to this record, I was not just stoned, I was baked.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's fucking awesome.
So most of the times I listened to this record, I didn't take any notes.
Yeah,
I didn't
same.
pay attention to it at all critically.
Same.
I just vibed with it because I think that's where the record wants us to meet it.
Absolutely. It is a psychedelic record, and that's what you do with psychedelic music is you can get into it. You really can, but it's just you got to let it wash over you.
So now, listener, you might be thinking, oh, good. So most of the time you didn't listen to the record very attentively, so you must not have very many notes. No, fuck you. I have more notes for this record than for any record prior.
Oh, absolutely same. I mean, even just the very first time I listened to this, I took more notes on just that first listen than I have for multiple listens for any other record. There is so much to dig into. This is going to be a 3-hour long episode.
I did include a note in my comments. Guy who's only ever heard sitar because of the Beatles. Hey, this reminds me of the Beatles.
Okay. So funny, but
I wrote that down before you made your George Harrison comment.
Okay. Funny, but also.
Funny, but also.
Funny, but also. No, the George Harrison and the Beatles, when they went to India, they brought back sitars and added it to rock music. They really did help bring sitar music to Western audiences, alongside some of the other simultaneous or contemporary, rather, British invasion bands and rock bands of the late 60s, along with Ravi Shankar.
Did the Beach Boys ever use sitar?
Not to my knowledge, but I could be missing something. I'll be honest, I'm not super familiar with the Beach Boys' oeuvre beyond Pet Sounds.
Okay.
And I love Pet Sounds. I absolutely love Pet Sounds. But
and of course, Surfin' USA.
And not a huge fan of Surfin' USA.
No, nobody likes the Mike Love stuff.
Right. And
it's fun, but it has no meaning.
Right, and I'm just not a big fan of surf rock, and so there was a brief period where the Beach Boys were great, making really awesome music and advancing what rock could be. But before that, they were kind of bad, and after they were just like completely fried out on drugs, they were pretty bad. I've seen Brian Wilson live, and rest in peace, Brian Wilson.
Kat, you cannot be rubbing up against my mic. That's going to show up in the podcast. Please stop. Get off my lap.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brian Wilson was not particularly great at performing in his latter days.
Yeah, I did see Brian Wilson like 13, 14 years ago at Pitchfork Fest, and it looked and sounded very much like he had been drug out of a hospital bed in order to be present.
Yeah, that's pretty much what most of the latter portion of Brian Wilson's life looked like. So many drugs. I mean, just so many drugs.
Yeah.
Too many drugs. And
John Stamos looked great.
I'm a big supporter of drugs.
Sure.
But there is such a thing as too much drugs.
Sure. And I'm sure that when I reach that moment, I will know it.
Yep. Yeah. That's exactly what's true about drugs is you always know when you're in too deep.
Yeah. For me, I knew that I was in too deep about 13 minutes into the song.
Well, good. It's only a 16-minute song.
I love that when Pill comes in, the tempo finally picks the fuck back up. The bass starts driving. We get all these vocalizations of the word pill over instrumentals, all in falsetto. It sounds fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, and it doesn't even necessarily even sound like they're singing the word pill.
Yeah, it's just ooh,
he you. No, it
goes up on the 8th. I know.
Noelle's been singing the pill part for a fucking week.
And I've been doing it wrong every time. I know. I'm a bad girl.
You are. You're such a bad girl.
I really appreciate that this song kind of does just feel like, oh, we got together in a room and we started jamming, which, they talk about in the liner notes from the 2018 release. There's a comment that they just say it was short at first, but it just kept fucking growing like pond scum.
Yeah, this is definitely them after Eyes Like the Sky. They're going back to garage rocky sounds and they're going back to jamming, but it's so much more like put together and thought out than most of their other jammy stuff. But we've actually had the pleasure, we've finally gotten to see them do a few different versions of Head on Pill by looking at a couple of different live videos.
So something that I noticed right away was that in the recording, I don't think I heard any harmonica.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
It's definitely more notable. Oh, wait, did I? Or am I just conflating them? I would have to go back. In the live
versions, there's a lot of harmonica.
Yeah, I might have to go back and listen to the studio again and see if I can hear harmonica. But it's definitely really present in the live versions that we've watched. So we watched 3 live versions of this song. One at Triple R, one at Shacklewell Arms, and one for ABABCD. So Triple R and ABABCD are both Australian media, and Shacklewell Arms was a concert in the UK. And one thing that was really clear from the get-go, from the moment you start watching any of these videos, was that there was no sitar.
Right. They just didn't do it live. The video of them performing live in studio,
that one has a sitar, and that one has Ambi playing the sitar.
No, that was Stu playing the sitar.
Are you completely sure? Because Stu was singing up front.
There was 2 takes spliced together.
Okay.
And the sitar was done on its own as its own take.
Okay, then I am blind. Because I could have sworn that looked like Ambi.
It could be Ambi. I am face blind. Like I am face blind.
Okay,
I thought it was Stu. I thought that the hair looked like Stu.
I thought it was Ambi, but I could be wrong. This is one of the problems with the fact that we don't, talk about this or watch them together. as we've seen in past episodes, is sometimes we just have heard or seen different things, and one of us is probably right and one of us is probably wrong.
You know what?
And we just can't know while we're recording.
It probably wasn't Stu, because the sitar's strings looked like they'd been chopped off properly. Stu, trim your fucking goddamn strings.
Oh,
they don't need to be swinging off your headstock like that. Don't do it. It's bad.
Oh, it drives me crazy every time.
It's not fun.
It's so much, but it is, you know what is fun is seeing how they try to fill that space where the sitar should have been, or where the sitar would have been in the studio version. And in one version at Shacklewell Arms, we get Stu on a 12-string, whereas in the other two, he's on a regular 6-string guitar. We see way more harmonica from Ambi. On one of them, we just see Ambi like mostly just strumming an acoustic guitar, which is
almost completely absent
silly.
In the mix.
Right, it's absolutely silly because
if it's in the mix, it's being used as percussion, and at that point, the drums are overpowering it so much because they've got 2 goddamn drummers.
Right, because what we have on this track and this entire album here, or really any performance, is we've got 3 electric guitars, 2 drum kits, and a bass. There's
no harmonica.
Right, but he's not playing both.
And a synth.
Right, but live when Ambi's playing the acoustic guitar,
sure,
he's facing 3 electric guitars, 2 drum kits, and a bass.
Right,
and he's just not going to be heard over that.
No, not at all.
There's just really nothing you can do in the mix when you've got 3 electric guitars and 2 drum kits to compete with.
As an audio engineer, I do not know how I would mix that. It sounds like hell.
Well, another thing I noticed in one of these live sets, it was in which set did I notice this in? I think it was in the Shacklewell Arms, although I could be wrong. Was that I noticed one of the guitars, I think it was Joey's guitar, was capoed up at the octave.
I noticed that.
And I'm thinking, okay, so that's how they're getting some separation, some space in the sonic landscape.
I'm not sure it was capoed at the octave, though. I think it was capoed at the 7th.
Or the 7th? Either way, it was capoed up quite high.
Yeah.
So that whatever Joey's playing isn't going to interfere as much with what Stu and Cookie are playing.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. It's fun to see these live that's videos.
Kind of what Octaver pedals can do for you too, is they can create that separation in the mix so that you just have that bigger sound without everyone fighting each other.
Right. It's really fun to see these live videos and see what they're actually doing, because you've got a band with 2 drum kits, 3 guitars. Like it's really fun to see how that gets put together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's great. And I love that they're able to do more fun stuff with the vocals too, like at Shacklewell Arms when Stu just starts singing into his pickups.
Oh yeah, that was one of the coolest things.
That was great. It stood out in the mix. It was really cool. I love that that Stu turns to the rest of the band and goes, "Did you hear that?"
Oh yeah, they're just having so much fun with each other. Even on the studio version of "Float Along, Fill Your Lungs," in the middle of
Head on Pill.
Of Head on Pill, yeah. Even in the studio version of Head on Pill, Stu just shouts out at one point, "Joey!" And they're having fun together.
Yeah, I love the ad-libs.
I like it when they have fun together.
I've always loved ad-libs in music. Like looking back at the Weddings album Polarity, that's a shot for anybody keeping track of me mentioning Christian rock records. In the Weddings album Polarity, there's a lot of like "woo" or like "come on."
Wait, you're telling me that Christian musicians go woo?
Another thing that I really like about this recording,
just gonna blow past that entirely,
is that at Shacklewell Arms, we get to see some really, really interesting stuff. There was a new riff section, which was really interesting, where it's just like this very, very simple riff that wasn't in the original. And all of a sudden you're going, oh, this is how you're building out and turning these into 30-minute jams. They're just adding in these new sections.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. And then there was the tease of Am I in Heaven?
Am I in Heaven?
From In Your Mind Fuzz.
I don't know that.
Live at Shacklewell Arms, there's a clip towards the end of the song where he sings a verse from Am I in Heaven.
How did you know that?
Because I looked at the page on kglw.net because I noticed lyrics that I didn't recognize.
Okay, I noticed there were new lyrics. I had absolutely no idea what they were.
Yeah, right before he sings it, he says, "Let's try something."
Okay.
And then he sings a verse from a song that isn't out yet and won't be out for 2 albums.
Well, that's very exciting. I liked the new lyrics. I thought that was cool. I couldn't really hear what the lyrics were. But I noticed that there were new lyrics halfway through, and I enjoyed that. I didn't know that it was going to be lyrics from...
This is the first time we've
Mindfuzz.
seen a live song where they've teased something else in it. And I've heard a lot about how they do that live, is they're constantly teasing other songs or putting in excerpts of other songs. And we finally get to see it. We get to see them tease something we haven't heard yet.
Yeah,
and that's really exciting for me.
That's pretty exciting. And we are going to get something like that very soon in our listening schedule, because not our next show, but the one after will be live at Levitation 14. And half of that or more of that performance is I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, which didn't come out.
All of it except for one track is I'm in Your Mind Fuzz.
And they're playing most of I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, but I'm in Your Mind Fuzz didn't come out until afterwards. So we're listening to Live at Levitation 14 before we listen to Mind Fuzz. So that's how we're going to learn those songs for the first time from the live version. That's going to be very fun.
And then we're going to get to be disappointed when the studio version isn't exactly the same. And we're going to be like, but I like the Levitation choices better.
I'm honestly pretty nervous for the studio album of Mind Fuzz, which, you know, I've heard is apparently the album you're supposed to use to get into King Gizzard.
Yep.
But we're going to hear the live version first. So hopefully...
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun. And I'm excited to have a whole live set to listen to.
While we're talking about Shacklewell Arms, there's a video of this on YouTube. You can watch this set. It's really fucking fun. While we're talking about Shacklewell Arms, it answered another question for me. There was a flute sound during Pill.
Mm-hmm.
On the record, and I wasn't really sure if that was a flute or if it was a synth or if it was
a flute.
theremin or...
No, it can't be a theremin because Eric Moore was the one playing the theremin in the earlier records, but now he's on the second drum kit.
Right.
So this is our first album where we have 2 drum kits. Both Cavs and Eric Moore have their own kit, both kits set up on a stage.
And some of these stages they're playing on are pretty fucking small at this point in their career. It is astonishing that they got away with some of this at the small clubs that they were playing.
It's just ridiculous to see a band with 7 members at this stage, 2 drum kits, more guitars than you really need, but they make the sheer size of the band come across in the music, and it just sounds so big and it sounds so cool. Except for when you have Ambi on the acoustic and it.
I think that's something that they do really well live, at least based on what we've seen so far, is because they have 7 members, they can layer and they can create something that's really dynamic live with a lot of the ear candy that from a normal band you would only get on a record or if they're using backtracks.
Yeah.
Whereas from KGLW, so far, we haven't seen them use backtracks at all. I would be surprised if they ever do. It seems pretty antithetical to their whole thing.
I mean, and when you have 7 guys, or later on in their career, 6 guys, you know, why not?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the other thing about Head on Pill, including the studio version, is that we got a return to some of that garage rock noisiness that we hadn't heard at all on Eyes Like the Sky.
Right.
And while admittedly, when we were on Anglesey and Willoughby's Beach...
You're not moshing to Eyes Like the Sky.
You're not moshing to Eyes Like the Sky, but we saw mosh pits in most of the live videos that we saw. Not necessarily mosh pits, I think, that would make you go, hell yeah, that was a good pit.
But like the Shacklewell Arms set opens with a crowd surfer.
Yeah.
Like before the music even starts, there's crowd surfing.
Yeah.
You know that shit's gonna bang.
Yeah. Oh, it was so cool. So
speaking of which, if you like watching videos of crowd surfing, I really recommend looking up Any Set by Turnstile on YouTube. Holy shit, the stage diving and crowd surfing is so much fun. So
the garage rock, like, I mean, it was a little too noisy for me, like just too much, not too noisy, like it was noise just kind of there to end every song kind of the same way on Anglesey and Willoughby's Beach. Here, it was such a welcome return to that kind of garage rocky noise. it fit the song. It just felt right with the psychedelic with the garage rock. It just worked.
I think the garage rock was way more present live than it was on the studio version. And like, I like the studio version. The studio version's good. I like the sitar on it. But holy shit, Shacklewell Arms is my definitive version so far.
Same here. So one thing that Noelle and I were trying to, we're like teasing to one another earlier today is we've got these 4 versions, really more than that. We really have 5 versions of Head on Pill that we've heard. We've heard the studio version, those 3 live versions, and then we also have a live in studio recording.
Which I think was the studio recording with a video on it.
Okay.
Because he does the exact same shouting out of Joey.
You're right.
And it sounds, I think it's the same recording.
So we have 4 different versions of this song that we've heard. Which one do you like best and which one do you not? Or which one do you like least?
My least favorite was Triple R.
Agreed. And my favorite was Shacklewell Arms.
My favorite was Shacklewell Arms, yeah.
I mean, just the Shacklewell Arms version was so cool. I didn't even know it was teasing I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, but and again, I have my complaint about acoustic guitar. Why? But I mean, it was just so high energy. The guitar pickup singing, the harmonica solos, the flute. We had the mellow sections were just so lush or quiet, but then ramped up into big energy, and the band just locked in together. Oh, it was awesome. It was so awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The Triple R version just wasn't mixed well.
I would agree with that. I think it was the first live version that I saw, and I was really into it at the moment. Like, I thought it was a ton of fun in the moment because it was the first live version I saw. Like, it's got everything you want. It's got the mosh pits. It's got the high energy. It's got the energy changes. It's got Stu deep throating the mic. Like, it's
it was fun to see the ways that they changed it from the studio version. It was fun to see what they were doing without the guitar because it was also the first live version that I watched. So this is when I got all of my questions answered, was through the Triple R version, but it just wasn't mixed very well.
We have now spent 25 minutes on this song.
That's amazing. That's 10 minutes longer than the song actually is.
Right. We're frankly, we're better at this than King Gizzard is.
Well,
we can
don't
stretch
worry.
things longer.
Don't worry. They can stretch this song. I'm sure they do stretch this song in some of their live sets later that we haven't gotten
there are
to.
30+ minute versions of it. It's fine.
All right.
It's like fine.
So do we need to get to I'm not a man unless I have a woman?
I'm not a man unless I have a woman. Now, this is a sentiment that really resonates with me. Like, I really, truly feel that I am personally not a man unless I have a woman.
Well, good thing you have me.
Exactly, which means that I must be a man.
Oh. Fuck.
Stu, you're canceled.
So is this their most homophobic song?
Stu, you're canceled.
Okay, so I'm not a man unless I have a woman. We've got
Wait
Stu
a second.
and
Is this a Stu song or is this an Ambi song?
This is a Stu song, but Stu and Ambi both sing on it.
That's right, because Ambi is the woman.
Right. Stu sings the male part and Ambi sings the girl part. And you know what? I love it. I love Ambi playing the girl part because you know what? Ambi just needs some estrogen.
So
that's my takeaway.
I agree. We should see what happens if Ambi starts taking cross-sex hormones. Yeah. I think it would be a fun experiment. I think it could do great things for their music, really.
Absolutely. What could hurt about it? I mean, he already has played the role of a woman on this song, right. And he's also cute.
Right. Get in the Mac.
He's got cute hair. He doesn't have a mustache like the rest of them. He's got a cute little face. And I think, Ambi, you should transition.
And now we're canceled.
It's so true.
So the first thing I noticed about I'm not a man unless I have a woman is I looked it up on Genius, and the first thing that Genius says is that there's an introduction for this song that is only on the vinyl record.
Oh, no. We've missed something.
We have officially missed something, folks.
Oh.
Because I'm not buying the vinyl for this record until we launch our Patreon and have money.
But okay, I do really like this record, and I would buy it on vinyl just to put it on when I
would absolutely buy this on vinyl. I would buy everything Willoughby's Beach Onward on vinyl so far.
Okay. Fair. Honestly, fair.
But I like the song. It's got a nice like soul inspiration to it. There's a really like good bass groove. There's lots of like fun guitar hits, and the vocals, because we have Stu playing one character, Ambi playing another, panned hard right, hard left. Everything's bathed in effects. It's so psychedelic. It's so fun.
More of the harmonica. We've got the sitar in the background, but it's not as in your face as it was on Head on Pill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and plus I get to pretend that it's all trans stories, and that makes me happy.
Can I read you the excerpt from Mustache Magazine, from an interview that Stu gave to Mustache Magazine?
Please do.
Have you heard this?
No.
It's not really like deep from the heart or anything like that. Ambrose and I just sing it together, and Ambrose sings the girl part, which we all kind of think is very funny because he's sort of the most womanly, androgynous member of the band, with the highest pitched voice and the skinniest little hot chick body. I think that was kind of part of it, was to do something where we can make him be a lady. But I don't know. I think like the sentiment of it is pretty simple and straightforward, and something a lot of people can probably relate to.
One of us. One of us. One of us.
I'm so glad you hadn't seen that yet.
One of us. Ambi. I've got a bunch of vials right here in front of me of estradiol. I will lend one to you.
We will ship it across countries, which is definitely legal and good.
I mean, it is legal.
Is it?
It's not a scheduled drug. It's not testosterone.
That's true.
Yeah. Just do it. Just
there was
a little
music
shot.
video.
Just a little shot. There was a music video. We have Jason Galea returning. We've got a bunch of bikers just doing some partying.
They kind of intersperse it with video from what I think is God Is Calling Me Back Home.
Yes, it is. It's the wrong song.
Yeah, they intersperse it with video from God Is Calling Me Back Home to kind of insinuate that they are performing at like Sturgis or Hell's...
Right, and like, all of the shots of the bikers are from different locations.
Yeah. Like, there's no consistency in this video.
But it's still really fun. I like it. It's not an important video. It's not my favorite music video among from this album.
I definitely prefer the performance videos at this point. I'm interested to see if they start going higher concept once they have more budget.
With the music videos?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. The performance videos are definitely way more fun, and they're also changing things up.
Yeah.
Which is the really fun part, and I know we're going to get a lot more of that as we go along. And it's just so exciting to see how they change things and how they fill space when they can't do something like bring the sitar.
Yeah.
So you know why they decided to use a sitar on this album, right?
Yeah, because Stu started this cockamamie idea where he had to learn a new instrument every year, and he chose sitar. I don't know if there's more reasoning behind why it was sitar at this point, though.
Yeah, so all I was going for was the new instrument a year.
Okay.
So,
which is a really cool fucking project.
Really cool idea. I am very excited to see the evolution of this band, as I've been saying every episode.
I'm just assuming that Nathan counts for this year.
So the other really fun thing, and you mentioned about the panning hard right, hard left between Stu and Ambi. The really interesting thing I noticed about the panning in this song is that the bass line is panned hard right the entire song.
Oh, is it?
The bass line, real funky, real awesome, is panned hard right the entire time. Nothing else is panned right at the start. But
I did make the mistake of occasionally listening to something with only one earbud in, and let me say,
you can't do it. You can't
recommend it.
So the funky bass line, panned hard right. And then throughout the song, one instrument at a time joins the right ear. And then it goes back to the left when a new instrument joins the right channel.
Interesting.
Yeah. Listen to this song again. Noel, listen to this song again. Listeners at home, make sure you're listening in stereo and pay attention, because every time a new instrument joins the bass in the right ear, and it's just the bass and one instrument, it really highlights that instrument. You really get a sense of this instrument is important in this section. You can hear what it's doing. You can really dig into it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That is cool. I genuinely appreciate that from a mixing standpoint.
Once again, they are doing things just in the engineering, just in the panning, that just, I mean, it's so cool. It reminds me of Ravel's Bolero in a way. in the way that it highlights different instruments and orchestration at different times. Yes, I'm a nerd. I'm doing a podcast about a single band. What the hell are you think I'm not a nerd? So yeah, I
actually don't know what bolero is. Maybe I would know it if I heard it, but I can't tell you what it is.
You probably would recognize it if you heard it. If you're a snare player, you would hate it.
Okay.
It is every snare player's least favorite tune.
Is it because it's just quarter notes, or is it because there's like a whole marching thing?
Just for like 18 minutes.
Okay.
No change for the snare player.
Sure, it's canon in D, but for snare players.
Right. Okay. So I'm not a man unless I have a woman. What do you think? Coming off of...
I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Coming off of the 16 minutes of Head on Pill, we get more of a normal song, but we get cute ambi.
We get cute ambi, and that's good enough for me. So God is Calling Me Back Home?
God is Calling Me Back Home.
So I'm excited for this one because it is, of course, our first Christmas song from King Gizzard.
Just because it mentions Santa once.
It mentions Santa once, and that's good enough for me.
Ugh. Well, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy you get a Christmas song.
I get one Christmas song.
May I have one wish, one prayer in the world, and let this be their only Christmas song?
If they have more Christmas songs, I want them to truly earn them. If they're going to do a Christmas song, I want it to be in the vein of Sufjan Stevens' Christmas Unicorn.
No.
Where it's this giant 20-minute long epic that has a message and is saying something, but is ultimately just about jamming.
No. Just let Sufjan do that.
I'm just saying, if they have to do more, that's how I want them to approach it.
So my only thing that I like about the Santa reference in this song was that Santa was carrying a blade and a knife.
A blade and a knife.
Which, hell yeah.
Is that really the lyric?
It's two different kinds of blade, and it's blade and something. You have Genius open, I know.
Oh, blade and an axe.
Blade and an axe. Okay, so close enough. But yeah, there's a bunch of different images, a bunch of different scenes in this song. The lyrics aren't particularly
This might
meaningful.
Be the most Christian we've seen this band.
I don't think it's as Christian as
No, but you
think.
could interpret it as.
I think that you're stretching. I think that you're looking for Christianity in it.
Then I hear God call and all my hate is gone. I hear him calling me back home.
Well, if you're just going to pick that lyric...
You mean the whole chorus?
Maybe I don't want to admit the truth. I don't know. I don't think this is I didn't think it was a very Christian song. I thought it was kind of...
The song is called God is Calling Me Back Home.
Yeah, and it all sounded very tongue-in-cheek to me. None of it sounded, meaningful.
No, it's clearly a song about doing drugs and feeling as though God is calling you home because you are so high on drugs that you feel like you're going to die and ascend to heaven.
That's not a Christian
No, of course
message.
not. Of course it isn't.
So you can't go and say that this is the most Christian they've been.
Yes, I can.
Okay, no.
Because if I were an evangelical Christian teen trying to make a case to my parents that I should be allowed to listen to King Gizzard, this is the song that I would pull, and I would show it to them and be like, see, it's got Christian lyrics.
Yeah, but essentially you're lying to your parents
that way. Yes, that's what Christian teens do.
But that means that the music itself was not Christian music, that you are lying to pretend that it is.
That doesn't matter.
It does
Christian
to me.
Christian music isn't Christian music. Christian music is a lifeline for Christian teens who aren't allowed to have culture unless it's Christian.
Just please let me enjoy this.
Okay.
Thank you.
30 past 7? Or we can talk more about God is Calling You Back Home. I like that the vocals are clipping a little bit. It gives it some texture. I don't know. It's really repetitive. There's a lot of repetition of calling me back home over and over. I think he's trading off with ambi on vocals for some. So
they're doing a bit of vocal call and response, and this is actually the first time in their entire discography so far that they've done any vocal call and response.
We can call it VCAR.
Can we? So we've gotten quite a bit of instrumental call and response before, but this is the first time that we've gotten anything in the vocals as call and response.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
I love questions.
What's the difference between flunking and failing?
I think it's where you originate from.
I mean, I've used both terms in my life. I think that both terms get used together. I don't think it's just a regionalism. And in this song, they talk about both flunking and failing.
I think that they are being used as synonyms, where they just needed extra syllables to fill out that line. So I will flunk or fail. Yeah, you're just padding the line. You're just adding extra syllables so that it makes sense with the meter of the song.
Okay. And this is the song that where I noticed that Joey's guitar was capoed up I guess the seventh or the octave.
Okay, cool.
And it's also a little funny that the song that mentions Santa isn't the one with the sleigh bells.
That is a little funny.
So you know what? If you put God Is Calling Me Back Home together with Mystery Jack, maybe then I'll grant you that there's something Christmassy. Okay. Okay, now I'm ready for 30 past 7.
Okay, wait a second. I'm reading Genius right now. I apparently didn't read these notes on Genius before. The house at the top of the hill can be interpreted as the foundation stone at the peak of Mount Moriah, where the binding of Isaac took place. Abraham has 2 important people that he's ready to kill because he's ready to sacrifice either one of his sons to prove his faith to God. Interesting.
Okay.
So that's a popular theory about this song.
Okay.
So anyway, we can move on to 30 past 7. I just noticed that on Genius right now, and I'm just like, that seems like it should be mentioned.
That probably should be mentioned. I just don't have much of a follow-up for it.
You don't need to have a follow-up for it. The follow-up for it is 30 past 7.
30 past 7. Okay.
It's the first single.
Yes. And we've got sitar again.
And we've got sitar again. And it's very sitar.
It's very sitar. It's very George Harrison.
It's very psyche, this song. This is maybe my least favorite song on the record.
I believe that.
And not even that it's my least favorite song on the record. It just doesn't stick with me. Like, it came up on Shuffle earlier today while we were helping a friend move. And it came up, and I'm just like, okay, I recognize this. I think. I guess. This was today. I'm recording the episode today. I've heard this record many times at this point. And, like, I had to check to make sure that this was a song that I knew.
Wow, I did not have that problem with this song.
This song slides right off me.
See, I would think that you would completely, not necessarily like this song, but be absorbed with it. You would know it because it's about, once again, not wanting to wake up and get started with your day.
So true, bestie.
This is not the first time we've heard King Gizzard write a song. Not the first time we've heard Stu write a song about not wanting to wake up in the morning.
So true.
Even from Anglesey, we had Sleep, which was about the exact same thing. And you know what? Every time I hear one of these songs, I think about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. A bitch does love to sleep.
I know you do. This is definitely better than Sleep.
I think it's probably better than Sleep. I'm not a big fan of Anglesey.
Yeah. I will say...
But it just bounced off me.
I will say, this was my favorite music video so far that they've done.
The video was really psyche and vibey. It felt like something was actually happening.
Yeah, they used a lot of clips. Jason Galea used a bunch of clips from old VHS tapes, in particular, a handful of direct-to-video sci-fi VHSs, and built a story about going into the office and beating up your boss because you don't want to work. And that's great. There were also splices in with clips from the Care Bears.
Which, a classic. Everyone loves that.
Yeah. So it was very psychedelic. It was thematic with the song, unlike when we had like Blacktooth on Willoughby's Beach with the elephants.
Which meant nothing.
Finally, we have a music video where they're actually telling a story alongside the music. So this was my favorite music video so far. And I think that was the main thing I take away from 30 past 7, other than how much I love my wife, but how hard it is to get you out of bed in the morning.
So the thing that I found really interesting about this song is that apparently it features Tuvan throat singing.
Does it?
I didn't necessarily hear that, but according to Genius, it's present.
I definitely did not hear it, but I also didn't know to look for it.
Genius says that this is the first time we hear Tuvan throat singing.
Okay. First time. I am noticing.
Isn't that interesting?
I am noticing the way that you're phrasing that. First time implies second time.
We'll see.
Okay.
It's a band that does things.
It is so
Thank
wild.
God, it's a band that does things.
It is so wild to be learning about some of these things. I'm listening to these albums again and again and again and again. I'm looking up so many resources, but you know what? I have not been using Genius.
And I think that's probably for the best.
At least it means you get to surprise me with something.
Yeah.
Anything more on 30 past 7?
No.
Okay. Let me mend the past.
Okay, what do you want to atone for?
Oh, come on. That's very funny.
Is it? I don't think
it's
is.
really not. That's why I didn't really sound, I think, very sincere.
Let Me Mend the Past is an ambi song.
And I like ambi songs. If there's one thing I've discovered so far in listening to this band, I really like it when somebody other than Stu fronts the band for a minute. And
It's fun. It has nice variation, and it's not a knock on Stu.
No, not even a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely not a knock on Stu to say that I appreciate it when we get an ambi song, or later in this record we're going to get a Cookies song. But it's fun. I like the different vocals. I really like Ambi's voice.
Yeah, the vocal on this is way more lo-fi than what we hear in most of the record, and so it feels like the song is just popped out from the record a little bit and is its own thing, but not in a way that doesn't cohere, more in a way that just adds emphasis.
And one of the other ways that this song kind of stands out from the rest is it's probably our least psychedelic, our least Eastern influence, our least like raga rocky song. We still have 60s rock as kind of the basis of what they're doing, but the 60s rock before the prog psychedelic Indian music
this feels more like a slow dance song.
And so, but then we get ambi being lo-fi and distorted on top of that. But like the piano sounds very 60s.
It's got those nice little piano plunks just like
that.
on the
and we don't
note.
hear the piano very often because the band doesn't have
a pianist.
They
got a synth player.
Right. I mean, they, as far as I can tell, a lot of them can play a lot of things.
I think this is something that we're going to see more and more as they start recording in studios, is we're going to see a lot more variation in what the instrumentation can be, simply because they have access to studio-owned instruments.
Even on a lot of the later records, they're still not always recording in studios because they're touring so much.
Sure.
So much of what they're recording, even on the late records, even on the more recent records, really seems to be in hotel rooms and non-studio environments.
Sure, just because they got to have their output. They got to be prolific.
And they got to be touring.
Because you're not a band unless you have 5 albums a year.
You're not a band unless you have a woman?
Something like that. You shouldn't be a band unless you have a woman. Let's be clear about that.
Which is why we need Ambi to...
Thank you.
Okay, so let me mend the past. You know what it's about?
I believe it's about being spied on by your mother or aunts or whatever.
It's about the family problems of Ambrose, about how his mom and her family all hated each other, and how he had to go live with his grandmother.
That's great. I love that.
But you know what? At least we know that he's close with his dad, because his dad is, as we all know, Broderick Smith.
Of the famous record, Eyes Like the Sky. Not the infamous record, the famous record. I want to be clear about that. I like that record.
So yeah, I mean, let me mend the past. I don't have a ton to say about it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
It stands out from the rest of the record because it just sounds a little bit different, but it fits. It still sounds good in the record. And we've got Ambi, and I like Ambi.
My notes for the song end with, I really like the piano plunks.
Yeah.
I like the lo-fi vocal. I dance.
Yeah. Piano stabs are good. We like piano stabs.
Mystery Jack.
My least favorite song on the record.
Mystery Jack is like one of the first things I wrote about it was it's kind of short and sweet. But then the more I dug into it, the more I realized it's not that sweet.
No, it's not that sweet.
It's pretty dark, actually.
Yes. This band really likes to have either songs that really don't seem to mean much of anything, or songs that are really dark.
Yeah, there's a lot of darkness in this band.
There's really a lot of darkness. We've had so far.
Which makes me really excited for the metal records.
Yeah, in just the few albums we've listened to so far, we've had plenty of songs about drinking. We've had plenty of songs about like abuse and getting in fights with your parents or bad relationships. We've had songs about suicide. We've had entire like storylines about various kinds of violence and assaults. This is kind of a dark band.
I think that's true. So Mystery Jack seems to be a song about wanting to fall asleep and not wake up again. Right?
You know, I think that's probably right. I didn't get a good sense of what it meant just listening through the album as much as I did. I wasn't able to vibe with the lyrics as much on this one because honestly, this song was my least favorite and it was the one that was hardest for me to pay attention to.
So the second chorus of this one goes, "To die, oh die, I hope I don't wake up."
Well, then it sounds like you're probably pretty right.
And then the song ends with a gunshot.
Fuck. Okay, yeah. That's a dark song.
I'm pretty sure it's a song about wanting to off yourself.
Oof. Well, maybe it makes sense that I didn't like it so
Maybe it makes sense that you didn't like it so much. Like,
you know, it had synth. I liked that it had synth, but I really wish they had done more with the synth in that song. I felt like we got teased a little bit with the synth.
I hope we get teased a lot more with the synth. I want to see synths become such a big thing.
Synths.
And I know that they do become such a big thing, but I want it.
Yes, I love synths. I'm so excited for more synths. I wish that there was more synth in this song. There was sleigh bell in this song. It was not the song about Santa, but there was sleigh bells. And I'll be honest, I do want to off myself come Christmas time. So you know what? It's appropriate.
And pop in my step.
Pop in my step.
Cookie!
We've got Cookie. And you know what? Just like when it was the Ambi song and just like Footy Footy a couple records ago when we had a Joey song. Okay, I'll be honest. This one's better than Footy Footy. I loved this. It's good. We had a lot of fun synth stuff. This was definitely more synth than Mystery Jack, more fun with the synth than Mystery Jack. We got a good bass line. We got some good sounding vocals. I like Cookie. And you know what? I spent a good chunk of time today listening to an album by Cookie's band Pipe Eye and really fucking dug it. I like Cookie Craig.
So I want to read some of the lyrics from Pop in My Step.
Please do.
Just because there's such a contrast with that last song. I think that Cookie might be in a better place than Stu at this point in history. Because Cookie sings, "Today I've got no troubles in sight. Gonna turn around, make everything that was wrong into right. Gonna look past things that I know I'll regret because life's a little too short for those worries. You can bet on me."
Yeah, what you're telling me is Cookie has a pop in his step.
Cookie has a pop in his step. And I like this. I like a good, optimistic, energetic, like, let's throw this on a feel-good playlist song. They're not for all the time, but when you do get them, they are pretty fun and encouraging and uplifting. And I love music that feels a little uplifting, which is why you catch me listening to bands like Beartooth, which are really cheesy, corny bands. But for some reason, the like overly the top, like corny, cheesy, like positivity.
Oh, is that
really
why you like
works
Christian music?
I think that is part of why I love Christian music.
Makes sense.
Because like the cheesy overtop positivity is just, it genuinely makes me feel better.
Good. I'm glad. And you know what? It ends with applause and it ends with cheers. Like, there is no denying this is a happy song.
Where everybody knows your name.
Ha.
It does have a video.
I made a joke when taking notes in on this song, which is I think Stu might be my least favorite singer in the band.
I don't agree with that.
No, I don't agree with it either. I just thought it was a funny joke because I've been really enjoying when the other members of the band front a song.
Yeah, exactly. I do really enjoy that variety. I hope that eventually we get albums that are just like a ton of different voices all trading off with different
What you're
writing
saying
abilities
is that you want a King Gizzard White album.
Yes. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah. And so you know, take a look, listen to Ambi's band The Murlocs, listen to Cookie's band Pipe Eyes, listen to
Pipe Eye,
you're right. Listen to Cavs' band Cavs. Listen to all of the different listen to Joey's band Bull Ant. Listen to all of the different side projects or other projects from all of these different artists, but also
listen to Float Along,
Fill Your Lungs,
which is in 5/4.
Yes. So we've got our title track ending the album. It's in 5/4. It's the first time we've had a song that's not in a common meter.
It's also the first time, as far as I know, that we have had a song that is not in standard tuning.
Yeah, we've got drop D.
I'm glad you got that detail. That's cool. I like that. We're just getting real experimental here with our tunings
I read that
time
one.
signatures.
I wouldn't have.
I also read that
I would not
one.
have been able to hear that it was in drop D.
No, no one can.
Yeah.
But the sitar's back. It feels like a nice jammy song. Maybe it's jelly. I'm not sure. It's
I think you could have. I think y'all at home could hear my eye roll through the microphone.
It's a song about getting high and seeing someone's face. Presumably, it's talking about a lover or God or whatever. I think it's about seeing the face of God, but I'm always going to put that in there.
Trust me, I know.
I like the guitar solos.
Yeah, again, it's a very psychedelic lyric. It's not the first time that King Gizzard has had me thinking about the Doors. It's not the first time that that King Gizzard has had me thinking about like 60s and 70s psychedelic music, Vietnam era kind of shit. So something weird happened to me when I heard this song for the first time, which is that about halfway through, something fucked up with my connection between my computer and my earbuds. And for whatever reason, it started losing volume midway through. And I thought it was just an intentional, very slow fade out.
Which would have been cool as fuck.
And it was so awesome. It was so cool.
I'm a fan of the fade out.
Yeah, we haven't really heard King Gizzard do a fade out. This was like halfway through a 6-minute, 7-minute song. I thought it was a 3-minute long fade out to end not really the song, but to end the album. And it was so cool. And honestly, when I realized what had happened after I finished the album and went back and was like, was that really what happened? I was kind of disappointed that that's just not what it did, because I really love Float Along, Fill Your Lung, not just as a song, but as a closer to this entire psychedelic, sitar-driven album.
Yeah, like in my notes, I definitely wrote down great outro instrumental, a vibe as hell, feels like a final track.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I really do wish that first way I experienced this album was a way that
real,
or it just was a way that I could experience again, because I'll never be able to replicate that.
I can replicate that for you.
Yeah, but that's not the same. You know it's not the same.
I can pull it into Reaper and put a fade on it.
Sure, I could pull it into Reaper and put a fade on that. But I don't know. It was just, it was the first time I heard the album. It was what I thought they had done deliberately. And I don't want to say that it's disappointing now, because I've heard this way more times now correctly than I heard it incorrectly that first time. But there was something about that fade out, the way that it ended the album, that was really cool. This is also a really cool way to end the album. It nicely ties a bow around the whole sonic experience. We watched some live versions of this song as well. And you know what? It's really funny to watch the audience try to move in 5/4.
I don't think I watched any live versions of this song.
So I'm trying to remember which. I don't have it noted for whatever reason. One of our live recordings, one of our videos had "Float Along, Fill Your Lungs" at the end, and it was a good performance. It was a very good performance, but the only thing really notable about it, as far as I could tell, was that the audience dancing really struggled with 5/4.
So Carson Pace of the Callous Cowboys has addressed this. The Callous Cowboys are a mathcore band, mathcore being a version of metalcore that is built around a lot of time signature changes, especially odd time signatures. And Carson, their vocalist, was asked, okay, so what's your favorite time signature? And he replied with, I love making stuff in weird time signatures. I think it is really fun to write something that will take people and surprise them and make them pay attention because all of a sudden something weird has happened. And then he goes, but people know how to shake ass to 4/4.
It's true. And that's something I've seen Adam Neely famous for both YouTube music theory, but also his bands Sungazer and Aberdeen, talk about on his YouTube channel is the way that people move and the way that people dance, and how his band also uses a lot of funky time signatures, how he writes and trying to make sure there is a way for people to move and dance along with his music, even when he's writing in weird time signatures.
Yeah.
And that has to be something that he actively thinks about and actively writes conscious of.
Right. And when I think of 5/4, the first thing I think of is Sufjan Stevens, and ain't nobody dancing to Sufjan Stevens.
See, the first thing I think of with 5/4 is Dave Brubeck and Mission Impossible.
That's probably where most people
I think that's
are
the
going to go.
most common. Yeah, is either Take 5 by Dave Brubeck or the Mission Impossible theme.
Yeah.
5/4 is hard. I would rather play, sing, do anything in 5/8 than 5/4 any day of the week.
I can do 5/4 like the back of my hand now because of Sufjan Stevens' song Chicago. The doom ba doom ba doom boom boom ba doom ba doom boom ba doom ba doom boom boom ba doom ba doom.
And I think with that, you've officially sung more on this recording than I have.
Hey, there we go. So that's the album. We have gone through an entire album of King Gizzard content in just over an album. Or an hour.
So there are a couple of other little comments that I think are useful to make right now that aren't necessarily about Float Along, Fill Your Lungs, the album, but are about some of these live performances.
Speaking of live performances, we completely forgot to talk about Let Me Mend the Past.
Oh, we did. So, okay. In Let Me Mend Let Me Mend the Past,
live on 3RRR13.
Ambi raps.
Ambi raps. We get our first rap-a-verse from Ambi. And
what did you think about it? It doesn't have me looking forward to the silver chord.
I think it was rough around the edges.
It wasn't the best rapping I've ever heard.
I wasn't able to catch every lyric.
No.
And I haven't found the lyrics transcribed anywhere.
But the lyrics that I heard weren't particularly
good,
nor were they delivered particularly well.
No.
Ambi, I love you. Ambi, I want you to take estrogen. At least at this point, at least in 2013, maybe rapping isn't for you.
I hope we get more of Ambi rapping simply because I want to see this develop into something that he is good at.
I sure hope he gets better if he does it more.
I want to see that development happen.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if, like, every now and then in a live video we see it. I hope that it'll be a while before we get it on a studio album.
I know that they've, like, done bits of Sabotage live.
Okay.
And so I imagine that's Ambi rapping on Sabotage. And so that sounds like it could be fun.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that instead of going out of their way to appropriate black culture with rapping, they're going out of their way to appropriate Jewish culture by rapping the Beastie Boys.
Yeah. Oh, were they Jewish?
The Beastie Boys? Yes. So, okay, there are a couple of other things that some of these live recording videos that we watched, I think, brought up. One of them is that the Triple R performance also had some stuff off of Eyes Like the Sky, as did the performance on ABABCD. The version on Triple R had Broderick Smith's narration.
Mm-hmm. Which I did not like. I did not like his live narration at all. I thought it was awful.
See, I liked it more than I liked the narration on the studio album. I didn't think it was mixed particularly great, but then again, I thought that the studio album was mixed very poorly.
Right. Yeah.
So
you weren't a fan of that mixing.
I was not a fan of the way that Broderick Smith's narration sounded on Eyes Like the Sky. And so this, even if it wasn't my favorite mixing, my favorite production of any set I've ever heard, at least the instruments and the narration sounded like they cohered.
Yeah.
Sounded like they were part of the same performance, and that helped. But overall, I mean, the problem is that the Triple R performance just sounded bad through and through.
I would agree with that. Like there's moments in the Triple R performance that we hear those same moments in other performances, and they're really cool. And in the Triple R performance, you hear them, and you're like, oh,
Yeah. And
I guess.
And the Let Me Mend the Past from Triple R is the one where we did hear Ambi rap. And so maybe if it were better recorded, then we could have actually understood what Ambi was saying.
Yeah. And I'm not ready to throw out this baby yet.
No.
I'm not ready. I'm excited to see what he does with the rapping going forward.
On the ABAB-CD set, when we got a version of The Raid, we got it without the narration,
which I dig so much.
I loved it.
I'm going back on the record a second time saying, please give us an instrumental version of the record. For fuck's sake, give us a version without Broderick.
With all respect to Broderick Smith, I fucking loved the instrumental version more than I liked the version with the narration. And also, they were doing it in animal masks just because.
Yeah.
And you know what? Watching 7 dudes in animal masks play spaghetti Western music to an Australian audience? Sure. Hell yeah.
Yeah. The dudes in masks, it just made me feel like I was right back in Iowa. Oof. That's a Slipknot reference.
Oh, I thought it was a KKK joke.
Jesus Christ.
No, I legitimately thought it was a KKK joke.
Christ. Do you think that the Klan is big in Iowa?
Well, probably not as big as it was when I lived in North Carolina.
No.
No, that's right, because Iowa doesn't have any black people to scare off.
That's right.
Okay, that's probably a bad joke.
I think it's probably mostly true.
I love every time that Stu McKenzie sticks out his tongue. And he sticks out his tongue a lot in these videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu seems like he's having the time of his life.
It really just, they have so much fun on stage. They always look like they're having so much fun, especially Stu. And I love to see it. I fucking love it. I need better headphones. I need to be able to hear the bass better while also still having the ability to listen to the panning.
That's fair.
The sound bar that we have just doesn't capture the panning well enough, and my AirPods just don't quite have the bass response that I really want them to.
Well, I have good news for you.
We can get better headphones because it's Black Friday coming up. Taking the wind right out of your sails.
Just tell me what you've been listening to this week. Let's get done with it.
All right. I've been listening to just a complete chaotic assortment of music over these last 2 weeks. I've been listening to a lot of klezmer, so Yiddish folk music. I've been listening to a lot of these King Gizzard related side projects like Calves, Bullant, the Murlocs, Pipe Eye, Stonefield, which is a band led by Calves' wife, Amy, and her sisters. So if you want something that's kind of like some of the early King Gizzard stuff in that it's kind of psychedelic rock, but it's all female, check out Stonefield. But there's not really any particular music that has been the main thing I've listened to. I've listened to a lot of Tom Waits over the last couple of weeks. Over the last 2 weeks.
I think you mentioned him last time too.
Oh, then it was last time that I listened to Tom Waits and not this time.
What is time?
Yeah.
I would say that time is wacky.
I don't think we're there yet.
Oh, shit.
So, what have you been listening to?
Deep sigh. I have been listening to the new record from the metalcore band The Devil Wears Prada.
I'm shocked.
And this record is fucking controversial. So The Devil Wears Prada, when they started, they were like a proper metalcore band. Like big riffs, almost exclusively screaming, just really, really big, heavy music. And over the years, they've gotten progressively poppier and poppier and poppier until we get to their newest record, Where the Flowers Never Grow. Wait, or maybe it's just called Flowers. It's just called Flowers. Where the Flowers Never Grow is a song on the record. So we got to their newest record, Flowers. And this is the first time that they've gone out and worked with other songwriters from LA. And it's definitely a more pop-focused record. And it's definitely a neutered record. And it definitely trades in riffs for chord progressions. And it switches from being like a metal first record to being a pop first record, which has alienated a lot of the fan base, and even members within the band are feeling that alienation. Kyle, their primary guitarist, made a post on Instagram talking about how he was learning the record so that they could perform it live because he wasn't involved in any way with the writing or recording of the record.
You're not supposed to do that.
Which is a pretty big fucking red flag in my mind.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to this new record from Prada, and there are like 3 real solid bangers on it. There are like 3 songs that are so good that they almost make up for the fact that the rest of the record is banal horse shit. And I don't know if
is that a good band named Banal Horse Shit?
Banal Horse Shit, I'd listen to that. And this is one of my favorite bands of all time. And I'm so disappointed that they've managed to make something that is this far removed from where they are, not just where they originally were, but from the ethos that they originally held. And it's really disappointing to see them effectively sell out to the idea of, oh, if we Bring Me the Horizon ourselves, we'll be as popular as Bring Me the Horizon, or we'll be as popular as Sleep Token, or like they're clearly chasing something.
Well, not all of them.
The way that they're chasing it is pretty transparently disgusting.
That's a shame. That's disappointing.
Yeah, and so I'm torn because this is one of my favorite bands of all time, and they finally put out a true clunker.
I'm sorry.
It's so disappointing.
Well, let's hope that on the next recording, you'll have a much more interesting, or at least much more positive experience. This is an interesting one, but a much more positive experience to share about the music you're listening to.
Yeah.
So speaking of, next time on Midnights with a Lizard Wizard,
we get to get a little odd.
Yeah, next time we're listening to Oddments, and just Oddments. Last time I told you that Float Along Fill Your Lungs had the band's formerly most streamed song on Spotify. I was wrong. Their most streamed song on Spotify was actually off of Oddments.
What's it called?
Oh, God, you're going to make me look that up.
No, that's okay. You don't have to know.
I don't.
We haven't listened to the record yet. You do not have to know. You are off the hook. If you don't know in 2 weeks, I'm going to fucking murder you.
Okay, deal. I do know that it was not Vegemite. Vegemite being the single from Oddments.
Right.
So I know it's not that one.
Vegemite being the first song with its own Wikipedia page so far.
So we'll see how we like Oddments in a couple of weeks.
It can't be the first song so far. Like, that's not how words work.
No, but how words work has never been how you use words.
How you use words?
Yeah, I realize what I did.